All right, welcome to the Feedback Podcast, everybody. My name is Back, and this is episode 266 or 5. I don't know, 6. Let's just say 6. As always, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check out the archive. I'm trying to think where I had recently. Connor Hall was on. Had another episode with my man Aaron Cheatham. Let's see. I'm blanking now on all the people I've talked to. I've talked to so many motherfuckers. It's crazy. But go back to the archive, leave a review. It helps me. I ain't got no Patreon. I ain't got no sponsors. I do this because I love it. I know it sounds stupid and ridiculous, but who cares? I love it. Number 2, Hip Hop Bingo is coming back on Wednesday, September 21st. Okay? Like I told you, I've been in the middle of a rebranding, so it's going to be called Record Play now. I thought I'd just drop it on here so you guys know. But mark your calendar, September 21st. We're also changing venues. I'll be making announcements. Make sure you follow Hip Hop Bingo on Instagram. I will change the handle so you don't have to follow someone else. And be on the lookout for an email with a bunch of announcements, who's the comedian that's going to be on, what the theme is going to be. We're changing up the game a little bit, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So dope vibe, different name. It's still going to be dope. So pull up. Yeah, that's about it. So without further ado, by the way, big shout out to Native Hustle for letting me host this podcast upstairs. And our guest for this episode, if he would get off his fucking phone. What up, Jacques?
What's up?
Zsaknor Powe is in the building.
Start the episode with cursing your guest out because I got ADHD. Goddamn it!
Really?
Yeah, I do.
So I have to keep your attention the entire time.
I mean, the podcast, the fact that you're talking to me would work very well.
You wouldn't be able to do a podcast by yourself, you think?
Hell no. That whole just sit in front of something and just talk.
Yeah.
And I got to talk about shit that I know other people are gonna be interested in for a whole hour, unless it's pre-planned. Nah, because I got very specific interests, so I'm not
Just talk about that.
It would have to be I'm only talking about this. I would have to
Okay, so what would it be? What would it be about? You got 10 minutes.
I got 10 minutes to come up. About 10 minutes to
to talk. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. You're gonna talk.
Oh, for real? Okay, okay. Oh shit, you. I can figure something out, nigga. I'm good at him. I'll figure something out. Shit.
No, I wanted, but I wanted to ask you. Number one, I'm always interested in people with cool names.
Okay.
I mean, there's not 25 people named Back.
Yeah.
There's not 2 people named Jacques.
Is Back the full name?
No, it's Backery. The whole thing's
Backery.
Yeah.
I like Backery better.
Yeah, but people say Bakery. It's fucking annoying. But everybody's called me Back since I was 8.
Okay.
Even my parents.
I feel that. Yeah.
So it's I
feel that.
And I have my son now. He is Backery. He doesn't mind.
Okay. Did you now? I gotta ask because my parents said the same thing to me.
What?
Is he a junior or is he the second?
We don't do that in Africa.
Really?
No, we recycle names, but what we do actually is we give a nickname. So let's say, but because you always name your kid after a family member,
Yeah.
like a grandfather, a cousin, sister, whatever, right? And so I was named after my grandfather, because he died, and I came up and it was like, oh, it makes sense. You're back now. You're back.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep the name going, so I didn't really name him after me. It was also my granddad.
Okay.
So, but we don't do juniors. We call you we call you papi or mommy.
Oh.
Yeah, as a kid, if you have your grandmother's name, it's mommy. If you have a grandfather's name, it's papi.
Bruh, there was a dude in college who was African, and people was calling him Poppy, and I could not. I think it was Poppy, and I could not for the longest time. I'm like, I'm not calling this man Poppy to his face.
Yo, you know what that's like when I was a kid? I would be in a grocery store.
Yeah.
And that's my dad was like, Papi, come here. I'm like, and everybody's expecting this old dude. And I pull up,
little
hey,
child.
I'm Papi, that's me, I'm Papi.
Bruh, that's wild. I never thought about that. That makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
Because I think it was Poppy or they called him Daddy. I cannot remember. It was one or the other.
Daddy?
I think it was Poppy, but I remember sometimes I remember being like, call me Daddy. And I was like, I'm not calling you no I call it no other nigga Daddy. Now I'm not calling my actual father Daddy. Daddy! Just no.
No, but that's what is Jacques from then?
Jacques is completely made up. Do you want the whole story?
Well, how much time you got?
So I'm gonna just do it. So Zsaknor comes from my dad. My dad's Zsaknor, my dad's sister named him Zsaknor, and she took it's like a play on her name. Her name is Jacquees with the ZSA.
Oh, so ZSA has always been Je?
Je. Well,
In what?
so I don't know. I don't know where they came up with this shit. Like, there's the actress Zsa Zsa Gabor. That's Hungarian, if I'm correct.
Right.
So I don't know what the fuck my grandma was watching. What movie she was watching.
Some Star Wars? This is some Star Wars name, man.
My name sounds fucking like I'm on a different planet. I'm fine with it. That sounds awesome. But no, like my grandma decided to name like her Jacquees, my auntie. Then like all of the other siblings, like Jacquees, Jawan, Jirac. Jirac, yeah. ROQ. And
Damn.
there's like another I'm forgetting at the top of my head right now. Zsaknor, Jirac, Jacquees, and Jawan.
All ZSA.
But they all went by our names. Just because it was like the 70s, I guess, and they were like, we can't go around naming da-da-da.
I think she wanted to be great at Scrabble. I think that's what
You took the joke out. You took the joke right from me. Yeah, like they all go by like Rock, Rennie, Ray, and Randy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you can go by Nor.
I ain't going by, no, so my middle name is Randall.
Ah,
I'm not about to go by Randall.
okay.
Fuck that. So I
don't do that.
I go by Zsaknor, Jacques for short. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did she never told you?
My parents, I don't know, bro. My parents be tripping with like their explanations of shit because they like growing up.
They give you 5 different explanations.
Bruh, I hated it so much. It wasn't until like sophomore year of college when a girl asked me, like, I was talking to this girl and she was like, well, what's the shit with your name? And I told her the story and I was like, but you know what? Let me re-ask my mom again. And I asked her and she like, that's when I got this story. Because before it was like, oh yeah, your grandma came up with the name because she liked Zsa Zsa Gabor from like the actress and shit. Oh, your name was from someone else. Like it was just all different stories and shit. And it wasn't until like recently that I get like the real story, which I hope that's the real story. So as far as I know.
At this point, you can come up with your own, really.
I got named by a wizard. Like
seriously,
like, I could literally just be like, my mom was on an acid trip.
That's some Harry Potter shit.
Shit. What's the fucking hat that they have that assigns there's the hat that they get that assigns them the houses
On what?
in Harry Potter.
I don't read Harry Potter.
Maybe that's fine.
But I mean,
I've done that shit before.
No, but I mean, like, when you have a weird name, like people always want to find out. Like, if your name was Travis, people won't give a shit.
No. But if your name is like Kimbala,
yeah.
if you have a
Kimbala is a dope name though.
Kimbala is, but the thing is, it's non-American, and the thing is, people's names like that's what I find interesting is that like it's not that your name is weird. Sometimes it's just that your name is not white American, and so then people want to ask what the name is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you got to be when you're naming a kid, you got to be conscious about what it's going to go through growing up. Because I mean, I grew up in France, and Bakary is like there's not 25 ways to say my name.
Bakary. Bakary.
Yeah.
Bakary.
You don't have to bark at me. Bakary.
Bakary.
Just say Bakary. You're fine.
Like daiquiri with a B. I like when people tell. I'm like I want to get the accent. I want to get the
Bakary.
Bakary.
But there's only one way to say it. Mm-hmm. You can't really fuck it up.
Okay.
And because there is a Northern African population. Yeah. Actually, all black people in France are from Africa. Right?
Yeah.
So Bakary, you'll know some Bakaris around town. I was the only one in my neighborhood. But then you come here and you go, oh fuck, now it's going to be a little more challenging. Like it's like naming your baby, you know, if you name your kid Mohammed today in America, it's like, oh, are you really like paying attention? That's not like you got to have like a whatever
you gotta understand the zeitgeist at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like pre-World War II, there were definitely babies named Hitler.
Definitely. Adolf was the thing.
Adolf. Yeah, Adolf. So like post that, you know.
Yeah, ain't no Adolf no more.
Ain't no other kids being named Donald for a while.
No, that's retired. That's retired.
You do one fucked up thing and you get famous. That name is exited out.
It is over. You know what?
Over.
I wonder if there's a bunch of kids named Barack.
Hell yeah, but I don't know none. But
I'm curious. You know how every year they do these are the most common baby names.
Yeah,
I wonder if Barack is on that list, right? For just black
in
people
America.
Only. Yeah, why not?
I think, I mean, what I find interesting, not saying I purely don't know, I've never met anybody named Barack, but I feel like that because those kids are of a certain time, so that, give it like 10 years, then maybe we have like a rapper whose name Lil Barack.
Lil Barack.
Lil Barack. Hey, man,
yo, Lil Barack, son.
Yo.
But everybody will know the reference. Cause there's not 25. I mean.
But think about even like ASAP Rocky's name is like Rakim.
Really?
Yeah, his real name is Rakim, but that is because his mother, that's because he's of a time where, motherfuckers did that. And even the name Rakim is black people in the 80s and 90s post civil rights started naming their kids African names. Well, African and what is like specifically African and little Middle Eastern names. Honestly, specifically black Muslim names.
Like Malik, there was a bunch of Maliks.
Malik's, Aaliyah, all that shit. Like it's more black Muslim Middle Eastern, Khalid,
Khalid.
Shit like that.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of those are way more like, and that's because of the influence of like Malcolm X, Nation of Islam and shit like that. Got a lot of Malcolms out of that shit.
That's true.
Got a lot of Malcolms.
True, a lot of Malcolms.
Yeah. So it like you said, the names are always, but all cultures depending on the politics.
Sure, but you got to balance the thing out though.
Yeah.
Like if you know you're gonna raise your kid in this country, then make it so that like maybe the first name is the like the ethnic name or the whatever name, and then the second one is if you want you can get to pick and choose. You can be like Mohammed Michael, and then you can go by Michael. People have no problem with that.
I know you said no bits. I don't do this anymore. I used to have a bit about that, about like names and how black people's names are important and how you like black mothers always say, oh, you speak it into reality. And I was because my last name is Powe,
right?
Like Powe, but you could make a joke about like poverty Poe, though you Poe, something like that. You could do that. So I was like, I gotta name my kids like Tamika bank owner or some shit like that. Like I had like all these.
You gotta balance out.
Yeah. I had like all these jokes about like what I would name my kids and how I would put like real estate owner as their middle name and shit. It's like you gonna be that shit. Like you don't got an option, little nigga. You gonna be what's in your name.
That's good. Because I had that problem when I was naming my son because I'm like, you can't. Even my last name is a bitch to begin with.
What's the last name?
I have a whole bit about it. It's Zumanigi.
Say it again.
Zumanigi.
Zumanigi.
Yeah, Zumanigi.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a whole thing.
Oh God, I know you got. I know you got.
I got it.
Use my nigga. Like I know you got all that shit.
I got it. That was the first day in college. Zumanigi.
Oh God.
Yeah. Bakery Zumanigi.
Thank you, guys. You can go to HBCU. You go to HBCU, it's totally different. Oh God.
My name's a joke.
Oh.
So, but yeah, so I'm like, I gotta put something in the middle, like a middle name.
Yeah.
So he's Jaden. I don't have a middle name.
Okay.
We don't.
But yeah, middle name is an American thing. Like, well, white. I don't know which white, but European.
In Africa, they do that sometimes. If you're naming, I mean, look at the in Africa, you can have like 20 names to your names.
That is true. Now that I think about it, that is true.
Do you know Akon's real name?
It's long as fuck.
It's some crazy shit.
I got a funny story about Akon. But
go ahead.
So during the early 2000s when Akon was like really, really huge, he would go on tour, and what he would do, he would go on tour like overseas, but he would also have his brother perform live and just lip sync the words.
Really?
Yeah. And because you know how America thinks, especially if you're white America, all Africans look alike or whatever.
Yes.
If you just have the same haircut and skin tone. So no one said shit. And everyone just thought it was Akon. So he's getting double paid because he's doing a concert in Houston, Texas, and also doing a concert in like Bristol, England. Bristol, UK, England. I'm probably fucking up on that.
Yeah, you know
what I'm saying?
So Akon is from my country in Senegal.
Okay,
he's from Senegal. His whole name is Alioune Damala Badara Akon Cham.
Oh wow.
Cham is like a Johnson.
Oh, okay.
It's a very common last name in Senegal, and funny story, people don't like him there. You would think now they do. I'll tell you why. But
go ahead. That's what happened.
He grew up there.
Yeah.
He left.
Yeah.
Moved to Jersey or wherever.
Yeah.
And then he came back and he asked for a translator. And people were like, you from here, nigga. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. But what age did he move?
It was like 7. Like, he knew the language. He knew Wolof. Wolof is like the most spoken language in Senegal, and he knew it. And he came back and asked for a translator. Like, yeah, really, you're big. And you know what? Black people don't hate that shit. Like, you don't come back, you don't be like all Hollywood and shit.
Yeah.
Like, no, we ain't doing that. And then fast forward, like 20 years, he started this whole. He started investing in electric, trying to put Senegal back on the grid or whatever. Trying to build a city that's like self-sustained.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever did it, but people started loving him more. I don't know if he ever did it. I need to ask my cousins.
Is Akon the Bono of Africa?
Not anymore.
Okay,
I don't know who is now.
Okay,
because he's not. He didn't run for office.
That's also true. Like Wyclef Jean ran for office in Haiti.
Yeah, in Haiti. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But he, what was the? No, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I don't really keep up. I'm gonna ask my cousins. Like, hey, how do you guys feel about Akon? These 2022. Where's that city that's self-sustained on water and electricity in the middle of the fucking desert? Where is it? He's like,
Wakanda in the Sahara. Did y'all get the Wakanda in the Sahara that y'all were promised?
Exactly. Exactly. Meanwhile, you not even playing his songs anyway. But before we start the podcast, like how do you get your music?
It just fuck. How do I get my music anymore? It's weird. Like now I've been getting more just trying to listen. Just like when I go out, I'll be like, oh, what's this? Like, I do more of the Shazam shit.
You got Shazam on?
I got it. It don't really work like that. I got it. It don't work though. For me at least, I'm really like, oh, I hear this song. Let me go find out. With like Alex DJs and shit. Podcasts. Sometimes I have good music. It's rarely like I'm on. It used to be, I go on YouTube and do a deep dive and find new shit. Now it's very random. Yeah, my music finding is all over the place now. It used to be way more streamlined, but.
Did you wait? So you were in New York for how long?
6 years.
Like recently, or?
I moved 2020.
Oh, you came here in 2020.
I left 2020. I left New York 2020.
And why New York?
I went to college in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so when you say college, that was like just recently
then? Went to college in New York 2 years. Stayed it then. 2020 happened. Left. Came back down south.
Did you start a comedy in New York?
A little bit. I always, my story is.
Go ahead.
I did comedy one time in New York, did actually pretty well.
Where?
It was in Manhattan, in Chelsea I can't remember the name of the club, but it was not Chelsea, it was in the Lower East Side in Manhattan. Like a small room. Like y'all be having small ass room. Stage big as this thing right here. 20 people packed into this little basement, and it was like an actual comedy club. You had to like pay money to like get up on stage.
You have to pay to get on?
Yeah, that's most comedy clubs in New York. You got to pay.
Pay to play. God damn, that's
at least in Manhattan. Like,
but you guaranteed a spot though.
Yeah, if you show up on time.
But if you pay, if I pay, what are you talking about? $5, $10?
5, 10, 15.
But you guaranteed a spot.
Guaranteed a spot. So got up on there, told jokes, was nervous, knees shaking. Was talking really fast, faster than I averagely do, and did pretty well. Didn't do it for a year. Then I moved in with these new cats, and they were like, "Jacques, shut the fuck up. You be telling jokes all the fucking time. You trying to bring bitches over. You be auditioning your goddamn jokes every time. Go do stand up, nigga." So I got bullied into it. That's my story.
That's a true friend right there.
Is that I got bullied into stand up.
I want you to do it on stage in front of strangers because you're so funny in person.
I roll, yeah. Shout out to Reggie Thomas. Shout out to Reggie. Shout out to my nigga Reggie.
See, let's see if that shit translates.
It's like, nigga, try that on stage, nigga. See where you get far. See how far you get, nigga. See how fucking far you get. Yeah, shout out to Reggie. Reggie was on my ass about that shit.
So you went back and then
I started doing it with a homeboy of mine. Shout out to my other homeboy Iggy. He was also pulling me into it, and it was good for me because I had thoughts that I didn't know how to separate regular conversation from like on stage thoughts. Cause there are some, like when you're a comedian, you be just thinking, you have premises, you be funny. But some of that shit it should be saved for on stage, rather than like I'm trying to work out. Like I'm not thinking I'm working out a joke, but I'm basically working out a joke when I'm talking to somebody. But it's some wild shit.
Yeah, I see that.
So I'm over here telling, and the thing is, people are way like New York. People don't joke up in New York how we joke down south.
Oh yeah, totally.
It was way more. New York, LA is way more like, hey, you wildin'. Especially if you in like places with money. So all the people I was around, I'm sounding mad wild to them. But when I talk to my boys, this is just how we talk. We don't, So
I mean, you sound wild here, talking like you do over there.
yeah, how I talk here, I sound wild up north. I sound like, yo, nigga, yo, you should be slave. Like motherfuckers didn't tell slave jokes and shit. Like
In New York?
nah,
I thought you wouldn't say that here.
you can tell whatever. It's whatever in the South because like
I thought it'd be more uptight here because New York is
it's
in your
way
face.
more up. There's okay, so like New York, the economic disparity is way thicker up in New York than down here.
Sure.
So certain spaces, people just don't be saying certain things because they're just not used to that type of bluntness. Always, it's harder to make people without income laugh versus than it is to make people with income laugh because people who got money don't be talking crazy.
True.
They don't be
It fucks with their money.
they don't be talking crazy. If you broke, what you gonna lose by making a rape joke?
True.
What are you gonna take? So I'm not saying I'm making rape jokes because that's not what I do.
Yeah, go see Jacques on stage. Tell him.
For real. Watch me not tell rape jokes.
Tell slavery and rape jokes and abortion jokes.
But again, you can do that down here, right? They do that all the time. A lot of white comedians tell.
Yeah, but that's okay. Finish your point.
A lot of white comedians be telling crazy abortion, rape, race jokes, all that shit. Up in New York, you can't really get away with shit like that. Like dudes don't really do shit like that. Like they don't.
You know what? I always thought the opposite. Because I'm used like I grew up comedy wise with the New York style comedy.
Okay.
I'm talking like like Boston, New York. So that's Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah.
That's Colin Quinn. That's Robert Kelly. That's Nick DiPaolo. Is Jim Norton. Is those guys, right?
Yeah.
So really, like the way they are on stage is how they fuck with each other on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Right. And just within that little circle, I'm like, if you extrapolate, if they're able to make a career out of talking like that on TV, on stage, then that tells you about what kind of
culture,
atmosphere, and that culture you're fucking with in New York.
Yeah, but so those guys are popular of a certain time.
True.
Not saying
it's the 2000s. Yeah,
it's 2000s, right? Where motherfuckers was wilding way more than they are now, as far as what you could say on XM radio and all that shit.
Yeah.
But even if you look at the time, if you even going back to the 2000s, look at how maybe Patrice and Colin Quinn and all of them are joking, and look at their popularity and how far they got, versus like Chris, versus like
Chris Rock,
versus a lot of the other comics that were popular,
sure,
that were bigger, and like even you could even do it like Adam Sandler and shit like that, or even
I see what you mean. I mean, in that context, for that time, it made sense.
Yeah,
times change, people get more sensitive about shit.
Comedy always kind of ages badly. Comedy kind of ages. It's hard. It's really hard for comedy to age well. It's very fucking hard because it context is 100% the reason it's funny.
I agree. Depends what kind of comedy you're doing. If you're doing personal shit, like the whole self-deprecating, hey, I'm talking about my life and telling you about my family, my kids, that's timeless. You can do that for 20 years and make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're more about like social commentary type of thing, then you actually that's when it's you got to evolve with the time.
Yeah.
It's harder because you got to stay on point.
Yeah.
And you got to make sense, but also you have to be sensitive to your audience. However, I strongly believe that there's a line. There's always going to be a line, but you don't know what the line is until you cross it.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So if you're up there in New York right now and you're telling abortion jokes, and you're not getting a reaction at all, okay, then maybe that's that crowd. Doesn't mean that as a whole that joke will not work.
My thing would be I gotta write better abortion jokes then.
Yeah, sure.
I gotta write abortion jokes that can hit around uptight. I work at fucking not Facebook. I work at J.P. Morgan liberals, like people who make money. Like I gotta make them laugh, and then I gotta make a dude who works at Texaco down in Killeen laugh. Like I gotta make like that.
That's a journey, man.
but that's what I believe. That's the type of comedy I believe in. That I try to do.
The universal, like that joke kills no matter who's in front of me.
I'd rather tell shit like that.
That's hard.
It is hard, but the thing is, you can go far with it.
That's true.
You can go.
That's
far.
true. You can be in any situation. Because I mean, yes, because there are comedians out there who cater to their audience. Like they made a career.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at Joe Coy. It's all Filipinos.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you're not Filipino, you don't get it.
I didn't know who Joe Coy was until someone brought him up at a work meeting I was in.
Work meeting?
Yeah, like a work meeting. Well,
was he Filipino?
No, the girl was Asian who brought him up. But
okay,
I had no. I was like, who the fuck is Joe Coy? Like because who's he? He's with. Who's he situated with? Like who's Joe Coy? Like,
what do you mean?
Known. It's like Joe Coy, but I think was it Ellen? I can't remember. There was some other comedian.
Like if you think about like that caliber of comedians. You know, there's him, Russell Peters.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of Indians.
Specific. Yeah.
You know, when I remember seeing Russell Peters in 2001, at the UT.
Oh wow!
And even back then, he sold out the room, and there were me and my boy were the only two black guys. Actually, three because there was a guy sitting in the second row, so Russell got to fuck with him. But other than that, it's all Asians and Indians. It was that big already.
Or like Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah. Fluffy? Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
And it's fine, to each his own.
I mean, look, you can make money. Like the thing is you can do it. For me, I know I feel like how I think of my audience and how I be thinking too deep. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna try to capture
everybody.
Yeah, it's just who I am. It's just a person.
Want to please everybody? You're a people pleaser?
I mean,
sometimes you gotta say fuck them.
I mean, no. But it depends on the audience. I got no problem. We can get off comedy because I don't know how many other people talk about comedy.
No, that's fine. We got time. We're good.
But I feel like for me, I have access to do a wide range of shows eventually because of my connections in real life, and I want to make sure that I can make everyone laugh without giving up my integrity.
Sure, makes sense.
And that's my thing. My biggest thing is that like I don't want to be in front of a white crowd. I don't want to end up in front of a white crowd. I want to make the white crowd laugh without being like, "Hi, I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black at it." Like, let me just
blackity black, black, nigga this and nigga that.
I don't like doing just me. I don't like doing that shit because the thing is like as soon as you're black and you reach a certain level of like success, whatever you do is now political.
Kevin Hart.
Exactly. Whatever you do is now political.
Everybody you're a household name, and you can fuck with your money.
You can, and I would rather be able to make sure I'm making art that like can that I want to make black people laugh no matter what. I want black people to enjoy my shit no matter what. But if a white person wants to enjoy it also, it isn't like oh shit, this is like I'm listening to the black guy. I don't want to be Jacques.
Be that guy.
I don't want to be
the black guy.
That's lame. I went through enough of that when I was in college. I'm good.
No, I mean there is a I forgot who I was talking about that with. Anyway, there is a cadence when it comes to black comedy that people are used to.
Yeah, they are.
And if you step out of that as a comedian, you get one or two reactions. It's like, oh wait, he's not doing the black guys. Black people like this, white people like that.
Yeah,
like that's one, right?
Yeah.
Or the whole, I'm gonna act out what I'm saying on paper is not funny if I write it down,
but the way
I say it is what's funny.
Yeah.
And there's tons of black comics who do that.
Yeah.
But think of he doesn't even do comedy no more. Hannibal.
Yeah.
Who raps now.
He rap?
Yeah, he raps full time. He does shows now. Like he had And don't get me wrong, I love Hannibal. I love the kind of shit he did.
I gotta check that out on my off time.
Yeah.
It's not a priority.
No, it's not. you don't discover Hannibal Buress's rap career. I mean, this seems to enjoy it. He likes it. Whatever, good for him, right? But what I'm saying is like that. You can't put that in the this is Def Comedy Jam type of comedy. This is not Comic View type of black comedy.
I feel like what I like about this new era of black comedy is from seeing, and a lot of it I've seen just only on like the internet, seeing like stand-up comics and shit like that. You got the stand-up comics who like do, I would say, like on Chocolate Sundays and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And then you got like the internet comedians. Mm-hmm. And I kind of see everybody kind of just moving around. I don't see a lot of beef. I've only seen only a little beef.
You like T.I. doing it?
No, not that bullshit.
that side already. Bullshit. I heard that side. That side was
not
huge.
That bullshit. But there's like a lot of underground, a lot of like not famous black comedians who are paying their bills just doing comedy. Yeah. And it's a little chitlin circuity, but as long as they are happy and they're living their lives and they're doing what they want to do, I'm all here for it. So I'm glad there's like, and even when those black comedians, the newer ones, they don't gotta go up there and be like, they don't gotta go up there and just it's just all energy. No, there's like no actual writing. Like you still gotta like,
yes,
there's still effort put in.
Yeah, that
into more than just the performance.
I've become such a nerd. I mean, I've been a comedy nerd for.
You can't be successful without being a nerd. Huh? You can't be successful without being a nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Because you go to a show, like I just saw Tommy Davidson last week.
Yeah.
And I was there. Yeah, you were there. You were there. Yeah. And I'm like, you're watching it and you go, yeah, a lot of it is act out, but when you break it down, it's like, okay, there's some thought behind it. Yeah. Not every single joke was like that, but some of them were just, I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Right. Which is fine. But it's like, I look for, I see what he did there. Like, this was clever. The way he put those words together, the way he used that.
And it's funny because it all like, all art is kind of the same. It's different, but it's all kind of the same. Because that you could apply that same like, okay, this is written is one way, but when I'm on stage, I got to perform it in a certain way that makes it engaging. It's the same thing for music. Yeah. Same thing for music. Same thing if I'm doing spoken word poetry. Same thing if I'm doing that's the same type of flash that people like when you're an athlete. Because there's the normal way you do it, but there's the way that athletes when they play basketball players when they be, you did the triple double, you did the alley oop, but you did it like that. You put it behind your head. You dunked on
dancing. Yeah, they see the same way. Yeah.
It's all a certain flair that we as black people we bring to whatever we touch.
That is true.
No matter what it is, no matter.
But man,
niggas could put. You heard about this new sport? They got pickleball.
Yeah. Wait till black people show.
Wait till niggas. What? Wait till niggas. Wait till Serena find out what the fuck pickleball is.
Wait, that's the paddle on the tennis court.
It's just ping pong. It's just like it's the in between ping pong and tennis. Yeah.
What's the one when you go out to Zilker? The one with it's like a trampoline in the middle and they smash the ball into it.
Oh, in the middle? I know.
It looks like a mini trampoline, right? I don't know the rules, but all it is it's a bunch of dudes just standing around it, and then you got a ball, and you spike the ball into the trampoline, it bounces back, and somebody else got to do it again.
White people need more drugs. I've never heard of it. They just thinking about sports and shit. They come up with new lame activities.
They're just fucking bored.
They need a war. Go fight a war. They need a war to go to. We need to deploy some white folks overseas.
They got nothing.
They got nothing else to do with their goddamn time. No culture. No war.
I found out. So if you watch ESPN now, yeah, which I don't, but every once in a while, no, I don't follow sports. Like I'll watch a good game.
I'm trying to be better at being a sports dude. Intrinsically growing up, I'm not. But I
can't, man. It's just too much. Like I can't show up at work and someone goes, "Do you watch the game last night?" Nope. Yeah, I was playing PlayStation. Priorities. But this you watch ESPN and like cornhole is a sport. It's an actual like. There's commentators. Yeah, there's an audience. There's commentators. There's rules.
Hey, look. Somebody saw money in it. That's the only reason somebody saw some money.
So all the bar games.
Yeah.
So cornhole, darts. Darts has been around for a minute.
Yeah.
The last one I saw, and I couldn't believe it, I was at Pluckers, and it was on all the TVs. Mm-hmm. Tag.
Oh, really?
Tag is tag, the shit you used to play as a kid, jumping over fences and shit. They have like international tag competitions.
They should have
on ESPN.
They should have like international hot hands. Like if they go,
what's hot hands?
You know, like hot hands.
I'm saying
they gotta bring back like old hood shit. I want to bring back like
hot
hood
potato,
childhood games and shit. Hell, but I mean, no, there was I don't know if it's still going on, but I do remember seeing videos of like national double dutch.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I was coming from Japan.
I don't know about Japan.
Some country you never heard of.
From what I've seen, it's been just black people, but there have been like the regional double Dutch champion of '89. Like there's definitely been,
but only in America. This is
only
not
America.
like
I'm pretty sure it's no been international shit.
Yeah, there's no Somalian going, come on, let's jump.
But you know what's interesting? I have heard of there being like Indian basketball teams and shit like that. Like
Indian?
Yeah. Like them having like being basketball being that it's so huge. There have been other countries that have been like gotten into it that you just wouldn't think of. A lot of people in the NBA has been scouting a lot of NBA players.
Oh shit! Look,
international players.
You remember in the night? Did you watch The Last Dance?
I don't remember a lot of it, but go ahead.
So you remember when they got like Tony Kukoc from like Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah.
And they think about what was that Asian kid that came to New York? Everybody was talking about Jeremy Lin.
Okay, yeah.
So for the longest time, I mean, of course, the U.S. dominated basketball like worldwide, right? And even in the Olympics, remember the '92 Olympics in Barcelona with the Dream Team and all that shit?
Yeah.
And I forgot which Olympics it was, but the Dream Team was not that dope because they were winning by like 1 point, 2 points against like Lithuania.
Oh, okay.
It was bad. And the final was U.S. versus France.
Okay.
And they won by like 4 points or something.
Okay.
So it's like it's gotten so big now that you're not gonna get the best players are not here. It's like in baseball. You'll get Japanese guys, you get Mexicans.
But you know what's funny? I think that has something to do with the type of food and health we have here because we're not birthing like the strongest, biggest, best people like we used to.
And you're not breeding right.
Not that motherfuckers ain't fucking like they used to anyway. Statistically, motherfuckers ain't fucking.
I'm gonna pump out an entire soccer team.
Nah, and then like what you thought was gonna happen when these kids got. First of all, a lot of the kids in NBA come from like lower income neighborhoods.
Sure.
And when these motherfuckers got diets of fucking Rallies, Checkers, and McDonald's for the last 18 years, no wonder. Like
they're not dunking on shit.
Yeah, they're
dunking on donuts. They ain't doing anything.
Not they dunking on donuts. But like, what do you? Like, I'm not surprised they over there in Uzbekistan eating actual pork and actual meat. Like, they're actually eating actual food. But like, we over here eating hoo-hoos and fucking Hot Pockets. Yeah, that's most children is raised on.
Onion rings and stupid shit. You know what? In Senegal, our national sport is wrestling.
Oh wow!
It's not like Greco-Roman type of wrestling.
It's a different type, but there's different types of wrestling. I think.
Yeah, but this is like, think about it. Like they have like the diapers and shit.
Okay.
Right. But it's so big. Like think we have like a Michael Jordan of wrestling, and every kid wants to be that.
Dope.
It's like that.
That's dope.
And these kids, they are 16, 17, 18 years old, and they're twice your size. They're twice your fucking size. I went to let me tell you. My uncle used to train these guys. They would come to the house. He had a whole gym.
Yeah.
They would come to the house. And I was like, maybe 19, 20 at the time.
Yeah.
And they would come up and they would eat like straight up, lamb, rice, like good shit.
We know what's
and they're 16 years old and like 200 pounds.
But you know why?
Muscle.
But you know why a lot of them NFL players come from like middle of nowhere, Alabama, middle of nowhere, Mississippi?
Why?
Because that's how they eat down there. They call it cornbread fed.
Oh,
I've heard that before. Cornbread fed, bro. No, bro.
I thought carbs are not good for you.
No, look. Growing up in Baton Rouge,
that's why you're from Louisiana.
I'm from Louisiana, Baton Rouge specifically.
Yeah,
we had. I played sport. I was forced to play sports. Goddamn, I was forced to play sports for the first 10. Well, no, till I was like 14, if I'm correct. And when I played football 1 year. I was like, never again. I was tall for my age, but these kids playing football in gigantic. And then, no, And then because the coaches is fucking hood niggas. All they want to do is win. So you got kids that like lying about their age. Some kids lying about their age to go on like the fucking like junior team, and some kids just are just modern myths. Like some kids, like I always say there's some kid in a fucking hood basketball team that's like, my name is Quantravius Contrail.
Yeah, that dude. Quantravius.
I'm 5'10", 220 pounds, and I'm on a Pee Wee team. I'm in 3rd grade. You be like, what? You are a grown man. If you don't fucking change a tire,
yes,
and fucking work at a steel mill,
he's that kid.
But like we had this one dude had to be 6'2". We named him Shorty on the team. Dude was 6'2", named Shorty. I swear to God, I had to be like 12. Dude was tall as fuck to me. Named him Shorty. We had another kid named Red. And I don't know if he was light skinned and motherfuckers called him Redbone, but they called him Red. I always thought it was a play on the fact that he had ADHD, so he was taking he was taking Ritalin, right? so one time on the game, mad sluggish, just not, because he was the linebacker, just mad sluggish, not doing what he's supposed to do. Then he was like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, boy?" He's like, "My grandma made me take my medicine." So the coach goes up to this grandma and he's like, "Hey, why you made that little nigga take his medicine?" Oh my God, the coaches is out and the parents. Cause they're like, we want to win. Fuck your little kid's health. But like, but dudes be huge. Talking like, dudes be huge. But and you know what's funny? I remember coming across this. We really underplay like how certain ethnic origins really do play into like how tall your people are. There's certain like tall European people because of like, the country that they come from. There's a country there's a tribe, I can't remember out of what country it is, in East Africa, like southern East Africa, and they're like some of the tallest humans, talking like 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and that's just normal.
Oh.
I can't remember what tribe, but I remember like there was like a National Geographic article about it, if I remember correctly.
I saw there was this one video online. Maybe it was that tribe, I don't know, but they were doing high jumps.
Yeah,
they were jumping. They were not doing like the Fastbury thing with the back. They were just jumping over.
Oh yeah.
Is it them?
I think so. Yeah.
Man, that shit was. Yeah, they got legs,
bruh. But like,
they got legs.
Genetics play. But again, genetics all plays into that, and it's just wild how like now that we're like us as African Americans, slavery, but as far as this new world that we're living in because of modern infrastructure, transportation, people traveling way more than we ever are. You're getting a huge crossbreed of people that you just wouldn't get. So now you probably got like a Samoan dude marrying a Japanese woman.
Yeah. Look, my son's mom is from Arkansas.
Oh, for real?
That's a mix.
Is she how tall is she?
She ain't tall.
She ain't tall. Y'all both kind of the same height?
Yeah, no, she's like 5'4", I think.
5'4".
Like but like her dad is tall. My dad is tall. So
like Mexicans be small as fuck. They do. They do. What? They do. Mexican girls Mexicans, Puerto Ricans.
They make themselves big when they talk.
Mexicans usually be very much
smaller.
smaller.
The chest a little bit.
And then I used to make jokes. I used to be like, I don't know, because there are Mexican girls who are Mexican people are use of like Hispanic or Latinx heritage who be tall as hell. But then as they get older, they get small. And I used to be like, man, I don't know what would be happening at these Sweet 16s. I guess they just be cutting off the girls' heights at the Sweet 16s with a machete.
That's some anime shit. Like they're all strong when they're young, and then when they get old, it's all like little.
It's all Master Roshis. And then but my mom told me it's like, well, as you get older, women's, specifically, women, your bones get weaker. So people do as they get older shrink in size.
Well, not just that. You do get fatter when you get older.
Yeah.
But there is a thing. This what it kind of bothered me in Africa is that as you get older, you don't even try to be fit no more. Yeah. It's like you go, because you don't want to, let's say you're like, 45, 50. 45, 50-year-old woman. You don't want to look like a 20-year-old because that's insulting.
Really?
Yes. It's like, no, I am an older woman. No. I have kids. I don't want you to look at me like I'm one of those 22-year-old bitches.
But that shows a different respect for life and age that hasn't been commodified yet, because it's very American here to be obsessed with
health,
youth, Not
youth, yeah.
Just for the soul of like wanting to look youthful.
Yeah.
Just for that. Motherfuckers will go to surgery and do whatever they want just so they can look youthful. And to me, that shows like there's much more respect for the actual process of life.
Like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm old. I'm supposed to look like this.
I'm supposed to be that.
Like, yeah. But here it's like, hilarious. No, you gotta keep it up. You gotta keep it up.
And I'm not gonna lie, I know I'm probably gonna be, as I get older, being like, damn, I'm getting older. Fuck. I gotta like
you're gonna have to like yeah, but it's one thing to be healthy.
Yeah.
But it's another to be like to look like you look like to still, put on a little weight, and still be healthy.
I wanna, as I get older, I wanna have that like dad bod. Like I want to look like I chop down trees on my off time.
Yeah.
Like I want that type of like built up here, but with a gut. Uh-huh. Like I kind of want to have that. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Like lumberjack look.
Yeah. But I wanna look like a
man.
Like that nice looking like Pixar dad. Like
you want to be Mr. Incredible?
Mr. Incredible before he went and worked out.
Yeah.
Like because he was still Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, but he couldn't fit in his outfit.
Yeah, but fuck it. Like he wouldn't say the world. Like fuck it. Like what he gonna do? Like
you don't want to be Princess Jazz's dad?
Nah, like no, because you know what? Because as I talk to women and I'm getting out here on this dating scene and I've been and I listen to women.
I'm glad you listen to women.
They like. I think dudes really underplay how much women are way more. How I would say it. Their idea of beauty is way more broad than our idea of beauty.
Theirs are.
Yeah, their idea of what makes a man attractive is way more broad than what ours is. Than what we think a woman, what attracts us to a woman.
Okay, say it one more time.
So basically I'm saying they have just a broader sense of attraction than what men's is very like
visual.
It's just visual.
Yeah.
It's just visual.
Yeah, but it's visual, but I don't think and I'm speaking for all men.
Go ahead.
I don't think we care that much.
I think as we get older, we don't care that much.
Yes.
I think as we get old, because you know what it is? You know what it is? Niggas just want a peace of mind. As you get older, you just like, I don't care what did the bitch shut up if I ask her to shut up?
Yeah.
Can the bitch be quiet sometimes? That's all we...
I don't care you have a fucked up toe.
Look. You know what I love? There was a series of vines. There was a series of like trending videos of a dude being like, now this the morning after you fuck a girl, and it's just like, so you mean like, oh, you made this? Well, I know we just casually dating right now. We ain't fucking like this. Oh, damn. What you doing after later? You do anything after later? After this? If I'm gonna go ahead and just move my toothbrush into your coffee, to your cup of
small things.
But
we don't care about the wig. We don't care about the eyelashes. We don't care about the lipstick.
But I ain't gonna lie. I've always been an old nigga because I've always had that type of like. Look, I've always had that type of like. I remember with my dad. My dad was like, "Jacques, you seem like you're not chasing girls like you're supposed to." And I told I literally told my dad.
Ask you if you're gay or nothing. Yeah.
My parents thought I was gay for like a quick second.
A quick second?
Yeah, but
in 2 years.
I don't know how long it was, but they thought I was gay mostly because I wasn't chasing girls like how other dudes in their age chase girls. But I also was not attracted to the girls because they were like, it was a lot of hood shit. It was a lot of like hood, like a lot of like, and I'm a very like I don't do bullshit type of dude, so I wasn't coming for that. I was like I'm into that bitch and that bitch and that bitch because they quiet and they cool to talk to. I'm into them 3 bitches over there in the corner. Being interesting.
Yeah.
And my dad kind of peeped like you're very selective. And I was like why are you out here chasing women? I was like, look, I'd rather have a girl who's my friend first and then we gradually grow into that because I want to get to know the person, not the thing outside of that. My dad was like, that's beautiful, son. What about the ass though?
I ever heard.
Yeah. What about the ass though? Come on, the ass.
It's a great thing. So I appreciate that you respect women, but goddamn, it's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Like, I'm raising nerds. What the fuck? What the fuck am I valuing women for who they are?
Because back in my days, I was chasing pussy. You know how I met your mom? You think I hit it first? You think I got to know it first? I think we were friends first?
Shit. No, but I feel like, my mom was the type of dude who like broke my dad as a player.
She's trying to change him.
Yeah, because my dad was the football dude, and then he was like trying to question the life, and religion plays into that. Whenever niggas go through life, at least back then, religion always pops up out of nowhere as an option. So, but yeah, she was that like she kind of broke him, in my opinion. But Yeah, I was always more like, what's your resume? Like you can have like you can look fine, all this shit, but like what do you do? Like what?
Oh, resume work wise, not dude wise.
Not resume, but like
not dude wise. Like who you did it before? Like at 28, 20
no,
dudes,
not like
50?
that. Like I remember this one girl was like this one girl cooked for me. Like she made me like we weren't dating, we was just like interested in each other. And she made me like some spaghetti. No. I got even a better story. I got a better story. This one girl I told her I liked her. She was like, oh, well, nah. We just became cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess along the way, maybe she got interested in me because she invited me one time over to her place on some solo shit. So I'm over to her place and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna cook for you. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
You didn't ask for it.
I didn't ask for it at all.
Good.
Right? She just cooked for me. She was like, I'm gonna make you like some chicken and some broccoli. Let's go pick up some seasonings. We go to the store, pick up some seasonings. She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just pick up some salt, some pepper, some lemon pepper. I'm like, that's all you need?
That's not seasoning.
I was like, that's not seasoning. She's like,
That's
I'll be
basic.
fine. And I was like, all right, we go back there. I make the broccoli. She make the chicken. The chicken came out. It came out white.
Fish can't cook. I'm sorry.
Bruh. I'm in college. I'm not even supposed to care because we out here oodling. We all oodles and noodling it.
Yeah, exactly.
But all my attraction went out the room. I was like, you was cute. Now you're not cute no more. Like you're not cute no more.
There's certain things like I've learned to this about myself over the past few years is that I'm big on engagement.
Okay.
So like when I've always been lucky to have people around me who are interesting.
Okay.
Right. I'm always attracted to people who are interesting. I don't care how fucked up you are, but if you're interesting, then yeah, it whether it's a friendship or a relationship, like that's who I fuck with.
Yeah.
And every time when I'm around people who's like it's the drag, and it's like because I'm a giver. I give. I share a lot about my life, my music, the shit I'm into, and all that stuff. And if I don't get anything back, I'm like, then you're boring. I'm sorry, you got nothing.
Yeah.
You got nothing. And so now I could be, how many times I'm at a bar, I'm in the club, and I'm dancing, I'm doing my thing. I'm not even talking to nobody.
Yeah.
And the dude walks up and goes, yo, why don't you go talk to that girl over there? Why don't you go dance? I see you got moves. Why don't you go dance with that girl over there?
Yeah.
She's the hottest girl in the club, dancing by herself.
Yeah.
Every dude's watching her. Yeah. And I'm like, no.
Bro, I be
got
like
nothing.
that too. I be like
I got nothing. I mean, I leaned the other night. I was out, and it was this fine girl, and she was probably in her 20s. And she was talking to me, and I leaned and I said, I don't know, and I walked away. I'm like, you got nothing to offer.
You getting tired of these? You getting tired of these girls?
I got nothing. Like unless you can have you ever had a conversation about nothing? Isn't that the best?
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Exactly. That's all that like.
You just you just waiting for the conversation to basically just be over?
No. Where you talk for an hour.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you go,
what did we talk about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you kept my attention for an hour.
Yeah.
That's rare. That's what I look for now.
I mean, the conversation element is 100% a part of it, because if you can have a good conversation, what the fuck y'all gonna do otherwise?
It's a day-to-day that matters. It's not the we're gonna go on vacation, have a good time, come back home, and don't talk to each other.
If we don't got if we in a room by ourselves,
all right, ADHD.
No, because we supposed to go to something after this. Doing a pod. But if we got nothing, we got can we still connect?
Yeah.
Because connection at least leaves the interest for love. Love can be fucked up by finances, can be fucked up by all the other human shit, and some shit that's out of our control. Love can be, marriages are broken up by a lot of shit. But if we're broken, we're on our last dollar, and we're on an island solo, and we just can't at least vibe and have a conversation and relate and just communicate, well, what are you doing?
I don't care how hot you are.
What are you doing?
That's hot.
Now, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting over that. I feel like I'm trying to work on maybe on my superficiality. Because I had one girlfriend, and obviously for reasons that you can tell right now, being I'm single, we're not together. But I'm thinking about moving myself back maybe into the dating with intentions pool, slowly. You know, it's always slow for me.
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to be like, all right, I definitely want someone attractive.
Sure.
But am I trying to lock myself in to be like, I only want this type of attractiveness? Am I not open myself up to like all the ways?
That's different.
Yeah, ways women can be like, because all women have this certain thing that make them beautiful and all, and you know, I mean, some women are more beautiful than others depending on the eye of the beholder.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I know I do want to love someone that when I see them, I'm like, damn, I got this girl. Damn, I do want that at least.
At least. I
Yeah.
mean that's like
I do want
criterion number one.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
yeah.
okay, you're not just this.
Yeah,
There's a whole world
of course.
that you're a part of.
Yeah.
And I want an invite.
Yeah.
Like I want to be a guest.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to find out what else is out there.
Yeah.
If your world is this big, is really small,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I do
Be
think,
interesting, goddammit.
yeah. But everybody can't be interested. It's not a
You know what?
everybody can't be
I disagree. I think that everybody has the capacity to be, because you know you have different experiences, different backgrounds, different beliefs, different whatever. So it's like asking somebody. Somebody just came back from vacation, and you ask them, "How was your vacation?" And they go, "Yeah, it was good. It was all right." Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I hope it was good. It was a vacation. Like, what else?" But someone who comes out and says, "Yeah, let me tell you about that one night that we went out to the restaurant and then we had this food," and it's like a, I don't know, 5-minute monologue about how dope the food was. And I'm like, okay, now that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have some questions and we can talk. That could go other places. I can connect just from that 5-minute story you just told me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not everybody has that capacity to bring it out of themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to pull teeth a little bit, and then they don't give you shit. Then okay, well, it was good. You had a good time in, you know, Hawaii or whatever.
And I also think what may be interesting for someone else and not may be interesting for someone else. Like yeah. Like you could be totally into like biology.
Yeah.
And find somebody else that's into biology. But me, I'm not. Fuck, do I care? So, but again, that's what communication and like the perfect. I say the perfect person, but that's like what that is about. Is like that connection is like, okay, what are we both interested in, and that that's what at least to me makes me interested in someone else. You know that thing that I might find interesting as well.
I don't know how we get to this.
I don't care. I asked to talk about hip hop, underground hip hop. We ain't talking about none of that shit.
Oh, go ahead. What do you want to?
Oh shit. What? So, what's been your musical journey as far as like what you've been into growing up, and you know?
I've told this story many times, and I love telling it.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up in France, and in my family, my dad listened to Cuban music.
Interesting.
Yes. Grew up with, I mean, of course, it's African music too, because that's where we're from. Yeah. But a lot of Cuban music. Him and my uncles, cousins, Cuban music. My mom was into French pop music from the 50s and 60s.
Okay.
My older brother was a DJ.
Okay.
So
wow, he came from a very musical family then.
Yeah, nobody played anything, but we just knew shit.
Yeah.
My brother was a DJ, and he introduced me to New Jack Swing.
Okay.
So if you don't know who New Jack Swing is, think Poison. Probably the guy, Teddy Riley. He pretty much invented the thing.
Yeah.
Think the Dangerous album by Michael Jackson. That was all Teddy Riley shit.
Love that album.
Yes.
Love
not his best,
album.
but that was good.
It's not, but it's one of my, like,
yeah.
Whew, I love that New Jack Swing sound.
There are some slaps on that.
Yeah.
But so New Jack Swing, a lot of R&B. My sister got me into hip hop, American hip hop.
Okay.
Because French hip hop was there already.
Yeah.
And there was no escaping that. But in 1993, my sister was in an exchange program with an American kid, and she came back with Doggy Style.
Who was the big French artist, and what did it sound like? Because I think I really have this belief that the sound is curated, not curated, but the sound is formed by like the weather and the region and the politics of that place and time.
Sure.
Britain always kind of sounds like to New York for me. There's always an exchange between New York and Britain and Europe because the weather is kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what France's weather.
New York.
Is straight New
It's straight
York.
New York. So
Okay.
the birth of French hip hop is basically from New York.
Okay.
So a lot of producers in the late 80s, early 90s had relationships with DJs in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from Africa Bambaataa and
Yeah.
on, right? And they would come back to France, to Paris,
Yeah.
and find kids in the neighborhoods
Mm-hmm.
and get on the radio and start rapping. It's really
Mm-hmm.
what it was. So a lot of the early hip hop was based on American hip hop. The art of sampling, same thing. But
Yeah.
a lot of French beats, actually, I think, were because France has a very classical music history.
Yeah.
You could hear the instruments on a lot of French beats, French hip hop beats in the 90s. And then in the 2000s, it evolved, and then now it's kind of got this darker kind of sound
Tone to it. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, I didn't know English. I mean, I knew English from class, from school, and so I had two binders. I had the internet early, and there's this website I used to go to. It still exists to this day, called the Original Hip Hop Lyrics Archive. And they have lyrics to every single hip hop song
I
ever
used to
made.
go in there. And
I would go there, print the shit.
Oh.
I would print them and just learn them by heart and just recite. I would get on the bus.
Yeah,
People,
yeah.
oh, back is on the bus because I was
Yeah.
like, bomb atomically. I was just like over and over again. So
Man, first getting into hip hop, I think is like the purest. It just feel like I remember first getting into like Nas and like Jay and
like
Tribe.
what? Illmatic?
Yeah,
Illmatic? Nas?
So my journey's a little different. Yeah, Illmatic
Okay.
Nas. So my journey's a little different because I was raised gospel. Like my parents, for some reason, wanted to raise me really gospel rooted, and I didn't hear a lot of what was going on pop wise and the radio and shit. So everything I know about music got out for a long time. I introduced myself into. So I kind of stumbled into like hardcore '90s hip hop.
like, give me some names.
Big L, Tribe, Forest Side, Souls of Mischief,
Yeah. Pyro.
Hieroglyphics.
Yeah. J5. Yeah.
Oh god, J5. Back when what's that? Fuck, I'm trying to I can't. But that whole era, I when people
Okay.
dropped that shit.
Yeah. You're already going on the ground there with I.
Yeah, I mean, but that was the shit. There was a YouTube world where that was becoming like its own little thing, and I would go on like they would have like blogs like Word is Bond and shit, and I would go on, and that kind of got swept up into the Flying Lotus, Nujabes, Jay Dilla fandom. Dilla was already dead by then, but it got like swept up into that. But there was a huge appreciation, even the acid jazz. Trying to think of some like loose breakbeat, because there was like a whole kind of like bossa nova breakbeat section of YouTube that people used to go on and listen to shit. If I see the album covers,
No, I don't.
if I could think of the album covers, I could like remember them. But I ask because I think really people discount how universal that sound is, and it's kind of like in the 2000s. I think the 2000s leading to 2010s, the regular 90s New York hip hop scene had like spread out, and everyone had their version of it, had their fingers on it.
In the world or just
In the
yours?
world.
Yeah.
In the
definitely.
world. Like
Definitely,
everyone had their version of it. Where now it's like everyone has their version of trap music.
Yep.
There was at least trap drums. There was a period where every region of the world had their own version of like, oh, this is our like Latin jazz hip hop version of it. This is our like Brazilian funk hip hop breakbeat version of it. And I think to me that's very fucking beautiful.
Well, I think you're right. In the 2000s is really when I kind of shifted
Okay.
because when I got here and I was like, yeah, I know Wu-Tang, I know Busta Rhymes, I know Mobb Deep, I know
Yeah.
all the big hitters, right? And I'm like, yeah, there's got to be more than that because not that I'm tired of the sound, but I noticed that the sound was evolving, and I'm like, I live here now. I came here in '98, so I can't escape it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna know 50 Cent,
what
Eminem.
you start getting into?
Huh?
What you start getting into?
I went on the ground. It was like Arsonist, Dilated Peoples.
Okay, Dilated Peoples. Yeah.
I got
Slum Village,
Binary Star.
Yeah.
What I was listening to the other day. Apathy, Blue Black, and
I remember Blue.
J Live.
Okay.
Like all those guys.
J Live. Yeah.
So because I'm like, because that's the era of like the Blink stuff started happening.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That's when you had 50, you had Ja Rule, and then all of a sudden it's all crunk shit.
Yeah. There's
the Cash Money.
Yeah.
All of that.
It was the separation between conscious and gangster rap.
Right.
And that was just some bullshit. I'm so glad we're out of that now.
Yeah.
But that was really like depending on where you were, because different cities are different, taking shit differently. Depending on where you were, it was real like, oh, you were that side or you were that side. Certain cities you was in, probably you would be in, it'd probably be like, hey, music is music, fuck it. We listen to Ja Rule and we out here listening to fucking unreleased The Roots tapes going around.
But I liked, and I really stayed there for a long time.
Wow.
And I was actually just over the past week, I've been going through all the. I mean, all the MP3s. I have this one folder as like maybe hundreds and hundreds of songs, and I'm like, God damn, I forgot about this cat. I forgot about Metaphor. I forgot about what's his name? One Below. I forgot about Extended Fam. QN5, the QN5 guys. I forgot about Family Tree, Athletic Mike League. I kept going on and on and on.
Jurassic 5.
Yeah, back then I did. Yeah. I like J5.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you said J5.
Yeah. So, I went deep. Like I have some stuff. You ever heard of a dude named Benefit?
Nah.
So, I think he's a white kid. It didn't matter. I mean, even if you look at like High and Mighty, like they always drop some dope shit. But like Benefit was, I don't know how I came across him. Somebody told me about it on the internet or something, and the dude it was funny as hell. He had a song about Mario Brothers with the Mario Brothers theme song, talking about Mario wanting to fuck the princess and Bowser being the cock blocker.
Yeah.
There's a whole song about that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I get Eminem and Lil Jon, but that's what I fuck with. So I never really got out of it because I knew that no matter what, I live here now, so I was going to get exposed to whatever was hot. So I had to get, Drake and all those other dudes. Even Kendrick, I never got into Kendrick to this day. No,
man. I'm younger than you. There was because by then I was kind of in the underground scene, to at least YouTube wise. After, because I was a huge Lupe Fiasco fan.
Okay, so Lupe was different.
And after he dropped Lasers, I was like, I ain't listening to no more mainstream shit. Fuck all this shit. Anything that's mainstream is gonna be ass for a while. So that's when the new school of underground shit was going on. You had like Wiz Khalifa, Taylor Gang, Odd Future, the ASAP Movement, Big Crit. And there were a lot of other artists that were out around that no one talks about now. That were like no one's looking at Clear Soul Forces.
Oh
like,
man,
that
shit was crazy,
bro. I'm telling you,
I got laid on that.
What?
Yes, Clear Soul Forces. I found out about it through We Funk Radio, the station I was telling you about. And I heard they had like 3 tracks on that one episode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the hell are these kids? And I went back and I listened to the whole thing, like every single album. And I'm like, there's not a single whack song on there. And I got that was late for me. But that's the thing. Like, first of all, I don't have the time and the dedication as I used to.
I can't. You can't. But even then, like my music style has changed. So that aesthetic, I don't really. I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it's played out mostly because it's made its rounds through, like, it was popular, it got underground, and now white people found out about it.
Yep.
And white people have always been in the boom bap, but now it's like it's yacht rock now.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like it's not it's a brand. Like lo-fi hip hop is a fucking brand, and I'm just not into it. So I'm like, I don't even fuck with that aesthetic anymore, unless it's like I like what Benny the Butcher and Fly and Madlib now has got his relevance back. Thank God for Freddie Gibbs. I like what that whole crew is doing. Conway the Machine. I'm not saying I'm heavy listening to it, but I respect the fact that they're trying to keep some element and progress with that a little bit in a way. At least that boom bap sound. Not saying I love it, like it's my favorite thing ever, because it's not. But
I appreciate when they take chances. There's this one. Well, Action Bronson was the one that I heard, and I was like, "Who the hell is that?"
Yeah.
And he's rapping on top of like a piano loop.
Yeah.
Not even a loop. It's just the instrumental to some 60s song that nobody heard of. And I'm like, okay, I can appreciate that. But I'm at a point now where, the boom bap is dope. That's always been, that was always my reference, even in France. Like if you listen to a lot of French hip hop at the time, it was a lot of that.
Yeah.
But it's gotten softer. Like it's, think like Jasmine Taz type shit.
Yeah. You brought up Jasmine Taz. You brought up Jasmine Taz. I'm like, who else would fucking bring up Jasmine Taz? Y'all niggas don't know. Like,
look up Jasmine Taz.
This is not shit niggas was like, yo, you want to get in the car, listen to, like, no, I ain't never in the car with a nigga like, yo, you want to listen to Jasmine Taz? This has never fucking happened. You ever listen to fucking the Miles Davis hip hop shit he ever did? Miles Davis made like a hip hop album.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. I think he had your boy on it. Who's your boy from Gangstar?
Guru.
I think he had Guru on it.
I believe it.
Yeah, I think so, if I'm not correct.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, Miles Davis had. But you know what? I fuck with them old jazz niggas, because old jazz niggas did not care. They'd make a fucking breakbeat song, then go fucking make a Bill Evans, go do a cover of like a Bill Evans, George Gershwin track, and then be like, I'm gonna do some heroin later. Like he like. Like, lively all over the place.
You know what I've been doing lately, and it's thanks to like We Funk Radio. I mean, this is my constant dope shit for every episode is We Funk Radio, and I know those guys, and they're fucking they're so rocking. But anyway, is when you hear a sample, and you're like, holy shit, that's the sample from da 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 da. It's a sample from da da da, and I'm like. And then I'm like, okay, who's that artist?
Yeah.
Who's the track from the 70s, the original? Who's that dude?
Yeah.
And now you get into his catalog and you go, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And like I was watching the I think it was the verses. It was the Earth, Wind and Fire versus Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
And I listened to all that. I was like, there's so many Isley Brothers tracks that was sampled in hip hop. I had no idea. Other than Between the Sheets from Biggie, I'm like, there's so many other ones. I had no idea. But like, of course, the James Brown that was most sampled. But you're like, I like that exercise because it gives you more appreciation. One for
the original tracks,
and also for the producer who was like, okay, let me take this, let me cut it, loop it, sample it, high pitch it, whatever to produce this. I love that stuff.
There's I feel like I can go two routes with this. First off, did you hear the Isley Brothers Beyonce song that came out? Like,
no, I wouldn't know. Like recently?
It came out like Friday.
Oh,
yeah, it's really good.
It's on Beyonce's album.
It's just on like streaming.
Oh,
like it's just a Lucy. It's really good. I'm appreciative that this new generation is like picking up instruments again.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because of sampling that went away for a while, and it was like stifling the creativity. But this new generation, because of like the influence of Pharrell.
And Kanye too. Kanye was the crate digger.
Pharrell and Kanye. Now there's people are really bringing instruments back into hip hop production in a way that we haven't done before, especially in the R&B. And bringing the element of almost like a band sound. So I'm excited to see what the kids are going to do, because there's always the surface level like trash that everyone's like, this shit is trash, da da da. You're always going to have that. But you're always going to have some other kids who are the band nerds, who are the band geeks, who are like, I listen to NBA Youngboy, but also I really fucking love like Curtis Mayfield. And I will listen to also fucking Fela Kuti, but I also listen to Burna Boy. But also just heard of Portishead. You always got that one kid. So I'm very interested to see, like, hearing what the like next music nerd is gonna like try to put out there.
Interesting. Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, there's always that kid.
Because these days, one, we didn't have the access that these kids have.
Yeah, they can
now.
listen anything.
Seriously, and it's like the amount of music that's put out on a daily basis is fucking ridiculous. And if you're 14 years old and you're trying to discover shit, man, just dig.
The fucking Dreaming by Mac. Thunder only happens when it rains. I
don't know.
Not Mac DeMarco. I'll choose another song. Kate Bush is Running Up a Hill.
I got nothing.
All right, well, at least for the audience.
For you youngins out there.
No, but
I'm
okay.
kidding,
So
kidding.
Kate Bush Running Up a Hill, 80s song, but because of Stranger Things,
it popped back up?
people are fucking loving it again. I go out to the open mics, and the open mics a lot of not open mics, the karaoke, a lot of white kids, but they're like 22, 23, 24. They're going up in there and they're singing like Shania Twain, and they're singing like old 70s shit.
Yes, I went to Egos with Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
And they were singing like Diana Ross.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're literally 23-year-olds.
You can listen to anything in a way that we didn't really have that access to.
We had to wait.
We had to either wait. Well, I was more of an internet baby, but and I know before that you only heard what was on the radio or what your parents played.
Yes.
And if it
that
wasn't,
was it.
Or so like events, cookouts, maybe it was you heard it from a movie, but now you could anytime you're like, man, what's that? Just that jazz shit.
Yo,
You can go literally listen to anything you want to.
I was at SeaWorld last Saturday with my son, and it had the Sesame Street parade. And so they're singing and dancing, and I kid you not, the track is a New Jack Swing track.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even
I'm not like they got, but there's like there's a viral. There's a not viral. There's a I can't remember the name of it. My homeboy was trying to remind me. There's a kid's educational video, and they're using like trap songs to like.
Really?
Yeah, it's like using trap beats. So it's like the way culture now moves with music, like it's almost too much. It's almost too much.
It's a lot.
So if you're trying to be innovative, you got to be. I'm gonna be purposely. You got to really fucking like, cause you could be lazy
and do the cookie cutter shit.
You could not even cookie cutter like this is pop. You could do some like, you know what? I'm gonna just do some like funk shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just do the standard funk sound. Put my own spin on it. And
like that neo funk everybody was doing for a minute.
Well, and now you do a Lipa. Or you could be like, man, I really want to push the culture forward. I want to take elements of like acid jazz and trap music and then put it in with like some turntablism, but like have a nigga sounding like Young Thug on it. Like you could do all of that shit.
I mean,
so like you really like if you want to be innovative, you got to be you really got to like be purposely innovative because a lot of people out there getting checks just on sounding old school because somebody's gonna listen to it. Yeah,
I don't want to have that. I mean, I'm 40 years old, and I'm not on that. Oh, I don't know music. I know music. Back in my day,
I'll never be like that.
No, but it is a thing. It is a reality.
Yeah,
people react like that. They're like because you know the experiment says that when you're 30, after 33, you don't listen to new music because now you have kids. You listen to the kid shit,
but
and then
I think that's happening.
It's just you've already had the soundtrack of your life. That's pretty much what that says. But I think everything has its place. However, the best music to me has always been the kind that you have to seek out. Mm-hmm. It's not in your face all the time.
Yeah.
Because what's in your face is what you're being sold. It's what I mean. For a minute, when the Migos and the Ray Schmurmer, I don't know, those guys, it's like. There was no beats. It was just some dark bass line, and that's all it was. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, what else you got? Yeah. What else you got? Yeah. What else you got? And so, what else you got? You just got to go and find it. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. Just don't be lazy about it. Yeah. See if I can find. Let's see if I can play this. The Sesame Street. Because I was floored. I was jamming. They had dancers and everything. Hold on. Meet me at Sesame Street.
In 30 years, they're going to have drill on Sesame Street. I just want you to know that. I feel like Sesame Street will still be here in 2080, and fucking Elmo will be singing over a drill beat for kids.
Yeah.
Probably actually.
It's almost getting play like.
Yeah. But you're like. Almost Heavy D-ish.
Yes.
The break beat.
No, come on. This is straight up kid and play.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like this is the kids were dancing at the parade.
Give it like 5 more years, they're gonna have Jagged Edge on that bitch. Like, give it like 5 more years, nigga. I'm telling you. It's crazy how time, music, and pop culture moves. I find it hella interesting. I love media.
I hope somebody gonna sample this and turn it into something.
I hope
anyway, what's your dope shit?
Dope shit. All right, there is a podcast show ran by 2 comedians here in town, Jordan McDonald and Daniel West. I have not been to it. I haven't
either. I asked for an invitation. He said, "When we ready, nigga." I'm like, "Okay, all right, Jordan, you've been on my show already."
It's called
Goddamn.
Tunap.
Yeah, Tunap. Yeah.
Go to Tunap. Go to their live show. Stream their shit. Support those brothers. I'm trying to think of something else that's like not Austin related that I like. Because it can be podcast, anything.
It could be a show, it could be a YouTube channel, it could be a book.
Issa Rae has she don't need my help, but Issa Rae has a new show called Rap Shit. So good.
The new show on it, where's it on?
HBO.
It's on HBO?
Rap Shit. So good. So fucking good. It's really good. Really.
I didn't watch Insecure. That was a thing.
You didn't watch Insecure?
No.
This one's a little. I think this one's better.
Okay.
And if you want some good, if you like 80s music, but you like that like slick nighttime funk, trying to get in the mood on the way home at 3 a.m. in the morning after the club, but you don't like Drake. There's an artist called Wet Baes, Wet Baes. He's Mexican if I'm correct. Great shit.
Okay. No.
Great shit.
Okay.
Great shit.
My dope shit is I've been on a kick lately watching the Last Week Tonight.
John Oliver. John Oliver.
Man, if you want to find out what's fucked up with this country.
Where have you been? John Oliver's been out for a while.
No, I've been watching. I'm just saying that the last few episodes
I've been really hitting.
Yeah. There was one on mental health. There was one about inflation.
Yeah.
There was one about Subway.
Yeah.
How fucked up Subway was.
Yeah.
But I'm all for, I like investigative journalism. And if it's funny at the same time, it's even better.
Great. Yeah.
But I'm all for learning new shit. So if you haven't been watching Last Week Tonight, this season has been crazy. So this country is fucked up.
It is. Go move. Get your passport.
Yep. Do that.
Passport down. I'm about to get mine in October.
Are you? Where are you going?
I want to visit Vancouver. I want to visit first. I don't just want to move cold turkey. But I want to like see what's out there because I really want my like, all right, fuck it, I gotta go move. Like I really want my like that shit kind of in order.
I thought you'd go to Europe. You're going to Vancouver. It's right there.
It is because I can go, easy to come back.
You can walk it if you want it.
Exactly. Well, it's family.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. And then I haven't been to Europe yet, but I'm very like, I gotta go to a place I know some of the language. I don't like just
go to England. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Everybody speaks English in Europe.
I don't know if the food is popping in English, but I don't know if the food is popping in Vancouver either.
You want beans and tea for breakfast?
Jesus, they eat like it's 1432. Like yo.
It's like potatoes and beans for breakfast.
Y'all traveled all across the world searching for spices, and y'all can come up with better recipes. Like, come on! I know they got Africans in there. I'm gonna find the Africans in Europe, in England. I'm gonna find the Africans. I'm
find the Africans, find the Jamaicans. I'm gonna find the Jamaicans.
I'm gonna be there. Me and my Jamaican British wife gonna have a good ass time. Me and my Guyanese British wife are gonna be living. Shit.
All right. Where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram. My name is Jacques. Find me on Instagram and TikTok. My name is all of my shit, Zsaknor. I'm going to spell it one more time. Zsaknor. Zsaknor.
All right. Follow the feedback, BAK, on social media. But I just did FPIA, by the way. I did not advance, but I know I had a dope set.
Yeah.
I'm glad I recorded it. Shout out to Chris Tan for recording my set.
Shout out to Chris. Chris a good dude.
Yeah, Chris Tan's dope.
Chris a good dude.
Go see his show, the Laughing Stock. I think it's in the Draft House in Mueller. But yeah, shout out to everybody who advanced. I know Angelo did, who was on the show. Charles Adams Jr.
Hey,
advanced.
shout out to Charles.
Yeah. Who else? Brandy Davis, bunch of people. So be on the lookout for the next round of FPIA. So yeah, follow for the feedback. Check out the YouTube channel. Put some faces on the names we've been talking about on this podcast. Make sure you come to Hip Hop Bingo. Well, Record Play, sorry.
Come to Record Play.
On September 21st at this new spot that I will reveal soon. And subscribe. Thank you so much, Jacques. Appreciate it.
Yo, back.
Always a pleasure. We'll talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao.
Bet.